When I first heard that people were telling single mothers Happy Father's Day, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had a knee-jerk reaction of disapproval. I'm like, that ain't for y'all. As a father myself, I feel a little disrespected by it, to be honest with you. When I first brought it to the barbershop, I was looking for people to give me an insight into like why you would say it. But when I went to the barbershop, I didn't get a very diverse idea of where people were coming from. This was done with no prompts. I didn't tell anybody in the shop anything about what I researched or knew about it. I went in, I spoke to them candidly, and these are their responses.
What's up, y'all? It's the Barbershop Guy, BLUEFIVEONE. I'm in the barbershop. We're going to say what's up to everybody. Say what up, Kev.
What up, Kev?
Got my man Harry in the building. Say what's up.
How you doing? Harry Jackson, running for school board, Fairfax County, 100 Mill District.
What I love about Harry is that Harry's always on point. Come on, say what's up to Monty. What's up, Monty? What's up? Yeah, it's good, bro. All right, cool. Today's topic is something that's coming up soon. We got Father's Day coming up, right? So Father's Day is a day to acknowledge and praise and show love to fathers. But what we see a lot, more often than not, is we see a lot of single mothers commandeering the day to give themselves praises for being the father in the household. So first I want to ask the barbershop, do you guys say Happy Father's Day to single mothers? Starting with Kev, because he got gray hair.
No.
No, why not?
Huh?
Why not?
Because they're mothers, not fathers.
Ooh.
Zinger.
Exactly, because they're mothers, not fathers. What about you, big dog?
No.
No? Why not?
Same Carol said it, mothers, not fathers. Expecting somebody to tell me Happy Mother's Day on Father's Day. Right.
I love that everybody just says, she's not a father, she's not a father. Like, no one really gave us a definition of what a father was, but everybody knew that a father held a special place, and it wasn't something that was easily replaceable with effort.
Actually, I've never seen a father look for acknowledgement on Mother's Day for being both parents or playing both roles. If you're a single mom, you have to. Derek Jackson, who I hate very much.
They're doing the workload of two parents when they're only supposed to be doing one. Why not give them two paychecks?
He made an analogy. He said, if you get a job, right? You're working at a job and you're supposed to be doing job A, but someone leaves job B, so now you have to cover job B. But your boss tells you, I'm not going to pay you for both jobs that you're working. I'm only going to pay you for the one job. I might give you a little extra, but I'm not going to pay you because you're just that one job. That's the position you have. You don't get paid for both of them because you only got one position on paper. That's ego-driven. That's about you feeling good about something. If the job got to get done, it gets done. If the goal is to accomplish a goal of like raising the kid, however you accomplish that goal is how you're supposed to do it. You don't get an extra medal because you had to do both jobs. It doesn't matter as long as the kid gets off his feet. I mean, Happy Father's Day to single mothers. Do you think that's a cool, are you with it? Do you do it? What's up?
Well, as a former single father, I'm aware of like all the obstacles fathers have in being involved with their children's lives. I'm aware of the how slanted the school system, how slanted the criminal justice system is against fathers from being involved in their children's lives, and from being a father that won sole legal custody and primary physical custody as well as a marital home. No, I do not, because I'm aware of the struggle of what that takes and how hard it is for fathers to be involved in their children's lives. And I do think it is Father's Day, not Mother's Day. I say get rid of the policies that were like that create and exacerbate why we have single parents, because we have a lot of dangerous social policies in Fairfax County that create easy divorce, that create.
Shout out to Fairfax County fans of the show. You know what I'm saying? See you, Fairfax. We see you out there.
They make it easy. There's a lot of policies out there that destroy families, and we know that. I mean, you have a lot of women that are single mothers doing everything. Yes, they deserve special praise. I mean, they're doing everything, especially if they're unsupported. But I do think that there are a lot of barriers that are in place that prevent men from being able to be involved in the children's life, from being involved as parent teachers associations, from being coaches. You'll be participating in parent-teacher conversations where fathers are excluded. For example, if you're a single father, if you're a single mother, do you get all the information about your child in school? Do you get all the notifications regarding what homework is due for your child or what they need to do for their next assignment? No, they're excluded. And that's a deliberate policy that's put in place by Fairfax County Public Schools. And I think that's wrong. But back to your point, I think we need to get rid of the barriers and obstacles that prevent both parents from being involved in the child's life.
Before we move on, what position are you running for right now?
I'm running for Fairfax County School Board in the 100 Mill District. My name is Harry Jackson.
As you can see, Harry Jackson is very knowledgeable in what Fairfax County does and doesn't do for the father. You're a father in the Fairfax County area, for the love of God, you make sure you cast your vote for my man Harry.
I don't want to get into it too much, but what Harry Jackson is talking about is the institution of child support and child custody. This is a 2023 stat. 18.3% of child custody cases end with the father of the child getting custody of the child. Mothers are also awarded child support 2 times as often as fathers are awarded child support. Fathers are also awarded 10% less in child support when they do win. And even crazier, they see less of the child support that gets collected when they're the father receiving child support. I don't want to get into that. It's a whole nother subject, but just know what he's speaking on is just a whole nother rabbit hole to jump down when it comes down to child custody, fatherhood, and parenting.
Let's ask Monty. Monty. So on Father's Day, a lot of single women like to be acknowledged as fathers, right? Hey, do you say Happy Father's Day to single moms?
Nope.
Secondly, why not?
Because it's inappropriate.
Inappropriate. Oh, damn. Why is it inappropriate?
Because, I mean, they're not fathers, and then, you know, this is our special day. You know, you can congratulate them on doing a good job raising, you know, your child or whatever, but for the most part, with their child, they can't. Nah.
If you don't have another parent, they'll be like, well, if you had a father, he would clean the car. So I guess, you know, we just gonna have a dirty car for the rest of the week. Or like, you know, if you had a father, we'd have a roof over our head, but I guess we're just gonna live on the streets. It's like, no, you gotta do what you gotta do because he ain't there. It got nothing to do with. You know what? I'm actually more in tune to being like, on Mother's Day, let's just acknowledge all the fathers who got deadbeat moms as counterparts, and let's just make it a whole thing about, you know, shout outs to all the real fathers out there on Mother's Day holding it down. Because your mothers ain't. I don't see anybody campaigning for ancient moms. I feel like it's taking an opportunity to, on Father's Day, where you're supposed to be acknowledging the fathers who are doing fatherly things, just acknowledging the father doing fatherly things, to bring light to the fact that there's fathers that don't take care of their kids. A woman saying Happy Father's Day to herself is like saying she got a bad baby father or she got a bad father to her child. Let's talk about bad fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's necessary.
And then also, you know, if her child is constantly hearing, you know, people wish his mother or their mother having Father's Day, I mean, psychologically, what does that do to the child?
I saw a commercial. So there was a commercial on YouTube, right? And the commercial, it had these guys, they're telling stories. They're like, yeah, my mom was so cool. My mom did all these things. You know, the car broke down and mom got out the car. She's like, yep, that's definitely the alternator. Mom would get home from work and she would, you know, help us with our homework and boo, 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 boo. And it's like all these things acknowledging mother and stuff like that. She goes, yeah, mom is the greatest. Happy Father's Day, Mom.
My father passed away when I was 3. There was 4 of us kids within 5 years. So my mom had to raise 4 kids by herself.
My mom was a single mother.
So she raised both of us completely by herself, which is...
I don't know how she raised 3 boys on her own with such grace.
She did it all as though she was 2 people.
I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I'm thankful for everything you've done for me. Happy Father's Day, Mom.
Happy Father's Day, Mom.
Oh, Mom. Happy Father's Day.
Huh? What?
It was all these stereotypical male things that men do. They were saying my mom did these stereotypical things that men do. Happy Father's Day, Mom. But we were all, you know, we're supposed to be moving away from genders and gender roles and stuff.
Say our car broke down. Oh, well, that's the alternator.
She was like, when you punch, she's like, you put your knuckle out and you just go for it.
Your mom had no fucking idea how to fight. Your mom sucked as a dad.
I mean, I don't even know if that's a thing.
It's not! Your mom's so dumb!
Then another commercial was, my dad taught me how to shave. My dad's my favorite. I want to be a fashion designer. My dad's the most fashionable person I know. I learned a lot of things about being a man from my dad, and my dad's this. You want to be my dad? Come on out here, Dad. And then a woman walks out and sits in the chair. Just, this is my dad. Or the mom had to be her father too. What's with the slights on that? It just seems very destructive versus it being constructive, because I feel like a mom is a mom regardless. Your question, asking you, Phil. So how do you feel about, say, Happy Father's Day to single mothers?
It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate because even though they can play the role as the father sometimes, but most times it's sexist, and then they probably kick the dude out anyway. The father probably wanted to be around. You know what I'm saying? And they played a role, okay, my mom did too as well, but still, I know who my father is. You know, my father's a father, because y'all don't get along and you kick him out of the house, ain't his fault that he don't get acknowledged as a father. You know what I'm saying? No. So that's how I feel about that.
I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Father's Day for fathers, man.
Most of the men in the shop had the same idea that I did. When I got home, I did some extra research and I looked into it a little bit more because I wanted to know a little bit more about where Father's Day came from. What is the idea of what a father is? What is the benefit of having a father? I wanted to look into the actual nitty gritty, the core of what Father's Day is. And when I found it, it really just cemented the idea of not saying Happy Father's Day to single mothers. So looking back into it, Sonora Smart Todd, she was in 1907, I believe. She was at a Mother's Day celebration at her church with her father, and she realized, click, we celebrate moms, we don't celebrate dads. Now, her situation was unique. Her mother had passed away during childbirth, and her father had raised her and her 5 siblings on his own. So she wanted a day to honor fathers just like there was a day to honor mothers. So the actual inception of Father's Day came from a little girl wanting to acknowledge her father for doing the work of both parents. So the exact same thing you guys want to say Happy Father's Day to single mothers for, this man did, and she didn't want to take Mother's Day away from mothers because to her, who created Father's Day, he was not a mother. She had a mother who was no longer in the picture. Tell me that's not enough reason to hold Father's Day to fathers and Mother's Day to mothers. They even have a Parents' Day. For the argument of, people without dads, they have a Parents' Day. They have a day the month after Father's Day. They have Mother's Day, Father's Day, Parents' Day, all in months increments. So you can acknowledge both parents or parents in general on the next month in July. There is no reason to take Father's Day away from pure-blooded fathers who are pure-blooded, sounds like vampires, away from pure-blooded fathers for being fathers. You don't have to take Father's Day away from them. You don't have to dilute it. And also, I looked at a website from a single mom herself. She has a blog that she does, and she lists some of the messages that saying Happy Father's Day to your mom actually sends the child. And it was eye-opening.
Here's a piece from The Wealthy Single Mommy with Emma Johnson. She wrote a piece about why single moms don't get to celebrate Father's Day. And it wasn't about just not celebrating Father's Day for single mothers that got me to like the piece. It was the last part where she talks about 5 things never to say to your kid about their father. And she emphasized that you are not a father. Only a father can be a father. And by saying I'm taking credit for being a father, this is what you tell your children. Fathers are replaceable. They're not. Men are irrelevant. They aren't. I'm a martyr and you owe me. They don't. Your dad sucks. That's the one that I hear every time I hear a single mom claim being a father for Father's Day. And then your dad will never be an important part of your life. That's trash. So these are the things that you send your kid when you tell them, tell me Happy Father's Day, because a father is for Father's Day. She also emphasized that by not letting them do that, you allow them the space to be sad and to mourn the absence of the parent because it's a big deal. And you skip over that when you just say, I'll be your father.
Society does it. It takes away the male image out of the equation. You understand what I'm saying? Then you got mamas with other baby daddies and they kicking daddies out the house. Let us have some. You know, I'm tired of just getting a towel on Father's Day. I'm a dad. I can't be with my son because I gotta work. I gotta pay child support. I'm a dad. Give me my props. Thank you very much. And I think that should be the same way for all these other dads out here. It's not that we don't acknowledge it. We acknowledge it. Y'all good moms. Okay, but let it read the William Lynch papers. It's gonna tell you what happened. What they did was they took the male figure and made him look very weak in front of a pregnant mother. Okay, so what she did was she raised the children, the male children, to be weak and the women to be more dominant.
First, I've never seen a smoother shoulder move in my life. I've never seen smoother.
Where's Sean been? Sean been going the whole time. Hey, Sean, I got to ask you a question, man. How do you feel about single mothers being acknowledged as fathers on Father's Day? A, do you do it, and why or why not?
What I think about it is it's stupid. And number 2, I'm not doing it.
Why aren't you saying Happy Father's Day to single mothers? I mean, they work both jobs.
I got a better idea. Instead of saying Happy Father's Day, why don't we say something like, stop picking ain't shit ass niggas day, so you won't have a fatherless child or a father that, a child that don't have a father.
So
unless he's dead or locked up.
Statistics, right? Again, we talked about this before, but these are like, I think it's 85 to 90% of the incarcerated population are from single mother homes, right?
Yeah.
85 to 90% of the incarcerated population is from single mother homes. Not a slight on mothers or single mothers, but just saying that fathers are necessary. Every time I share that stat, it goes into like, well, we're not going to put that on single moms. I'm saying that fathers are necessary. I also feel like if you got a kid, right, and the kid needs a diaper change, and mom normally changes the diaper, but mom leaves, so ain't no mom no more. damn, yo, who gonna change this diaper? No, you gotta change the diaper now, right? Let's switch it. Mom's is there. Man leaves. It gotta get done. You gotta do it. It's not, let's pat you on the back, you get a special reward. It's like, no, it has to get done. You there. It's your responsibility. What I feel like is single mothers wanting to be acknowledged on Father's Day is ego-driven. It has nothing to do with serving the child.
How they feelings, man, and they feelings not fact.
And sometimes it's a slight for the dude. They want the acknowledgement because they want to get back at the baby father for not being around.
I don't want to get into it, man, because then when you start getting into it, you start arguing with women's feelings. And I ain't fit to argue with no woman's feelings, man. I ain't doing it. Like, y'all can have your feelings. Your feelings don't mean shit, and they never meant shit in the actual production of product. They mean something. They mean something. Your feelings need to be hurt, but they don't mean anything when in terms of producing. Like, lots exist.
That clip where your feelings don't mean shit is going to be amazing. I want you to know, hey, the context you put behind it, don't even worry about that. Don't worry about it. We don't need that. We don't need that, bro. All I need is your feelings. You're amazing.
They don't mean shit to the judge.
No.
They don't mean shit to your job and to your clients.
No.
They don't mean shit to your bills. They don't even mean shit to your woman.
No, they try to take it away, but on top of that, they want to take it and make it, hey, man, shout out to me for holding down my babies. It's like, how many babies,
Valid or not valuable, but you can't sell, buy, distribute feeling. But they're true. They're real. Yeah, I understand that you felt that way, and that's why you smacked up that woman. Well, I understand that you felt that way, and that's why you felt like you had to punch him in the face. But that's not valuable to me in the law. You feel me? You're right. Hey, don't make it right. It's just valid.
I feel like feelings are valid, but not valuable. If there's any lesson to take from today's episode of Barbershop Friday with Blue 51 is that your feelings are valid, but they're not valuable, and that's why you don't earn a spot on Father's Day, boo. I know you want it. I know you raised your kids. God forbid you had to raise your kids without the father, but if you did, you had to do that. That was your job. When you became the mother, not your choice, that's your job. You gotta do that.
That was your choice, unless he died prematurely or he did some type, I'm gonna go as far as say, unless he did something like he's a political prisoner and got locked up for pushing some culture or something like that, you picked the wrong guy.
I don't agree. I think that you could just break up. You could just not be with the person no more. You can have a household and then break up, and because of the life that's already there, they stay primarily with the mom. You're still an active dad.
Okay, but still, if you a woman, shouldn't you feel like that, or shouldn't you think that it's more important to make sure that this man is a part of that child's life? Because now you taking the disciplinary, the one that's disciplined, the one that's the lead. That's why you got with him. You taking him away from the family nucleus. So where's the it's because you felt like it'd be better if the child.
Yeah, man, feelings are valid, bro.
Got it.
Feelings are valid, bro.
I got it.
You gonna say feelings are valid?
Feelings. I guess so. Not to that child. I tell you what.
That's why I say it's ego driven. It got nothing to do with actually raising a kid. It has everything to do with you feeling validated. You know what? I did this. I want to be acknowledged for what I did for my kid. I struggled. I overcame. I need to get a yay for me. And so they say, I want Father's Day too.
You know what I want to hear? I want to hear from the daughters that highly respect and highly love their fathers. I want to hear what they have to say about it. Because a lot of the women that are feeling like that probably don't have a high level of respect for their father. And that's major. And that is like the overwhelming census of where these women are coming from. You pick a woman that has a strong father that was doing his job. I ain't talking about he was just there. Nah, actually raising. And nah, baby girl, don't do this. What you do, teaching them lessons. Now you got to be like this. You got to whoop, 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 whoop. And really putting in some foundation for that woman, that lady that's going to become a woman, to really think about and give us some substance. I want to hear from her. 9 times out of 10, she gonna ride with us. She gonna be like, nah, you can't discount that man. These women out here thinking like that because they don't know the true value of a man, because that they're projecting how they feel about their values and where their values lie with their father. And then they project it across all men because that's the staple for them is their father. But look, that's your mama's fault. That's your mama's fault. You know what I mean? And then you're the father for not being, why you picking ain't shit dudes? Oh, because he was going to dick you down right. Oh, because he had money, he was just tossing it out. Or, oh, it's the shit that really don't mean shit. Now, the shit that means shit is you staying there during the tough times, you not folding, you building with your child, with this woman. That's the shit that means something. You know what I mean? Like,
Nah, I appreciate you, Sean. Like, nah. He said he wasn't going to do it. He did it anyway.
tired of this shit.
Hey, man, we going to wrap it up, though. Say peace out, Sean.
I'm in my feelings right now.
Hey, you know what? That's valid. That's valid, dog. That's valid. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching the show. Like and subscribe. Catch you guys next Friday.